Is it a problem to file for SSI, Supplemental Security Income, at the same time you file for Social Security Disability or Title II Disability Benefits? I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security Disability attorney representing clients in all 50 states. I'm able to do that because hearings are done virtually, either by phone or video, so location doesn't really matter. I wanted to record this video because I've seen a couple of articles recently coming out on listservs and blogs that I follow about some problems that have arisen when people file for SSI and disability. And I think I did a video about this a year or so ago, but I wanted to update that a little bit and just give you a little more explanation. And the reason why there's a problem is there's something called the windfall offset. And it doesn't apply to every case, but the calculations have to be done. And basically what it comes down to is this, is that in a disability, Title II disability case, the type of disability that you can recover if you've worked and paid into the system, there's something called a 5-month waiting period. And you don't get paid the first 5 full months of disability. So if you say, I became disabled in, let's say September 12th of 2021, you will not get paid for, in a disability case, and again, this is assuming you're eligible and that you've applied within a year or so of this. A different story for a different video, but let's just accept that you'd be otherwise eligible for benefits. Your disability began in September 12th of 2021. You don't get paid disability from the rest of September. You don't get paid October, November, December, January, or February. So you don't get paid for the rest of September. You don't get paid for October, November, December, January, and February. That's 5 full months, or in this case, about 5.5 months. And again, this is a 5-month waiting period. The only reason they have a 5-month waiting period is to save money. So there's no logic behind it. But if you were eligible for SSI, you could get paid for SSI for some or all of those months. Now, SSI is a little different in that you can only get paid based on the date of application. Well, let's say that you applied September 12th as well, and you're eligible for SSI, so you could get SSI for those 5 months, and then SSDI would kick in and offset the SSI. All right, so that way you don't have the 5-month waiting period to worry about because you're getting SSI. Not as much money, but better than nothing. The problem is the people that do the SSI calculations are different than the ones that do the SSDI calculations. So because they call it the windfall offset, once your SSDI kicks in, you're no longer eligible for SSI most of the time. And again, it gets really confusing, but typically the SSDI benefit is going to be a lot higher than the SSI benefit, and so it totally offsets it. Well, somebody has to make that calculation. And the people that make those calculations, there's not a lot of them at Social Security who understand how all this works. You see how confusing it is just by me trying to explain it, but it has to go to a special person who understands how these things work. They got to figure out when you applied for SSI, is there any kind of SSI being payable? It just gets very, very confusing, and these cases get tied up. I had one maybe a year or two ago. It was tied up for over a year. The person applied for SSI, wasn't eligible for it, but somebody had to make that determination. The big picture here is this. SSI is a means-tested program. It's a welfare program. It only applies if you have almost nothing in terms of assets, very little household income. If you don't qualify for SSI, if you've got a spouse that works, for example, or you own some stock, things like that, don't even apply for SSI. It's just going to make things a lot more complicated because even if you don't qualify for it, somebody has to go through and make the calculation. So it's tempting just to say, well, why not? I'll just apply for SSI, check the box. But unless you really are destitute and you have no source of anything, and of course that begs the question, how do you survive if you have no source of any sort of income or help? And you can create agreements to repay, which again is another issue with an SSI application. If SSI is not in the cards, don't apply for it because the windfall offset calculations are confusing. It's going to add a lot of time, months, years to your getting paid. So just be aware of that. So again, if you do qualify for it, fine, go for it. But if it's just not likely, main reason would be a spouse that's working, or you have investment income, you have stocks and bonds, things like that, that is worth more than $2,000. Don't even apply. So something to think about. but that's why it can be really problematic to apply for SSDI and SSI at the same time, especially if you don't qualify for SSI. Please visit me online if you have any questions. I'm at ssdanswers.com. Free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit there, as well as a case evaluation form. Please subscribe to me on YouTube and like us on Facebook. And if I can answer any questions for you, please reach out. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.